Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharallah. Call Halayim Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwak that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. This your brother Abaya, coming at you with more precepts. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, "Be not deceived, power is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." And this particular video is speaking on the tactics of the daughter of Babylon that they've been using over the years to obtain power around the world. Those same tactics are now being used by the enemies of the daughter of Babylon. One main tactic in mind that they use is creating chaos in an area to install a person that has their best interests in heart. Their enemies are not using that tactic. They've been sowing that seed for so many years, and now the Father has them reaping, right? So, with that being said, I'm going to let this video play and I'll be back.
Tensions are rising over a possible invasion of Ukraine as the British government says it's uncovered a plot by Moscow to install a pro-Russian leader in Kiev. The UK named former Ukrainian MP Yevhen Murayev as alleged Russian candidate. Well, Mr. Murayev has dismissed the allegation and responded by saying Ukraine needs new leaders and saying people should stop dividing Ukrainians into pro-Russian and pro-Western camps. Well, meanwhile, Moscow has accused the UK of spreading disinformation. Russia has sent tens of thousands of troops to the Ukrainian border in recent months, and Britain's Deputy Prime Minister says Russia will face severe economic sanctions if it installs a puppet regime in Ukraine. Well, here's our diplomatic correspondent, Paul Adams.
American weapons arriving in Ukraine, 90 tons of what Washington calls lethal aid. Others, including Britain, also sending supplies. Hardly enough to defeat an invading Russian army, but the message to Moscow is clear. If you do this, it'll come at a price. But now the Foreign Office says it's seen signs of a Russian plan to install a puppet government in Kiev after an invasion. Washington made similar claims on Thursday. Pro-Russian politicians, they say, in contact with Russian intelligence officers involved in planning an attack.
Well, it's totally unacceptable, contrary to international law. The international community as a whole needs to step up to the plate. So one of the things you're seeing, the Foreign Secretary, I think, is doing a very good job of this, is making it clear what's at stake, so other countries come and support. The reality
is that what you're expecting to happen, an invasion?
I think there's a very significant risk of it.
The Foreign Office says this man, former MP Yevhen Murayev, is being considered as a future leader by the Kremlin. He's denied it. 4 others named are thought to be in Moscow. It's not clear what, if any, role they could realistically play. The Foreign Office has released very few details. The Kremlin says it's all propaganda. But Russia's build-up goes on. Fighter jets now flying to locations in Belarus, north of Ukraine. Moscow says they'll be carrying out joint drills. But diplomacy also continues. Friday's meeting in Geneva settled nothing, but the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has promised a written reply within days to Russia's expansive demands.
Saw how fake that exchange was. I ain't really want to shake that man's hand for real. All of this is just a show, man. Right? And at the end of the day, Babylon will reap what it has sown.
The talks could follow. British ministers are expected to travel to European capitals in the coming days. The Defense Secretary, Ben Wallace, likely to visit Moscow. Downing.
Alright, so this also reminds me of Hammond in the book of Esther. So I'm going to read that right quick. This is Esther 9 and 24. It says, because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he was an Edomite, says the enemy of all the Jews had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast pur, that is, the lot, to consume them and to destroy them. So this Edomite had basically hated our guts, and he went all the way out his way to try to destroy us. But at the end of the day, the thing that he devised to destroy us ended up destroying him. Right? Verse 25, it says, but when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letters that his wicked device, which he devised against the Jews, should return upon his own head, and that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. Right? Esau been plotting and planning and doing all kinds of wickedness, man. I mean, like real deal vileness. Real deal vileness, man. Right? If you get a chance, look up a person named Aaron Russo. Aaron Russo's interview. Look that up. It's about an hour. They have one that's an hour. They got another one that's an hour and a half. I promise it's worth it. Because when I tell you, that dude reveals the plots of the wicked out of the wicked's own mouth, because he was one of the individuals that had rank in this world. Right? He matter of fact, the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and I think it's Dan Aykroyd, where they switched up the Mortimer brothers had bet $1 that they could take power away from one, give power to the other. That's his movie, right? So he basically became friends with one of the Rockefellers, and when he spilled the beans about the plans, he told that man that basically the goal of the elite is to chip everybody. Everybody is to do away with the dollar, make a one world government, right, and have everybody get in line, right? So the plots and plans of these wicked elites, they've been doing this for a long time, man. A long time, right? And the Most High is bringing that back on their head, right? The same way he did in the book of Esther. And we're going to see it. We're going to see it, man. Most High willing, we're going to see it. I want to see it, right? In fact, I want to see it from them chariots, right? But nevertheless, let me go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 10. This is another reason why the devil has to pay, right? It says in Ecclesiastes 5 and 10, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. They'll never be satisfied, man. If they have it their way, they'll get their new world order and then want something else. And then after they get that something else, they'll want something else. Right? They'll never be satisfied. So that's why, well, that's another reason why the Most High finna put these devils to death. They deserve it, man. They deserve it. And they're going to deserve it all the way up until the day it comes. Right? But at the end of the day, like I stated earlier, they must reap what they have sown. And we are seeing it. Right? We seeing it. And script says it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. So all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Haro Kakodash for that. Right? So I'm going to end it with this. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Just keep watching. Keep faith. Right? Your faith will dictate your works. But the main thing is faith. Faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, because that's the only way we're getting out of this thing. And we can clearly see the end is here. All right, so with that, Most High willing, these precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyim Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Harachakodash. Shalom Yashala.